So yeah, this is what my face looks like without makeup. Now, I already put on some face cream and some primer to make sure that my skin is ready for makeup, and I think it's really important, especially since I have dry skin, so I need to make sure to keep my skin hydrated. And now I'm going to start with my first layer of coverage for any spots, and I'm just going to use this concealer, and I'm just going to apply it to all my spots and any redness that I want to hide. And after that, I'm going to go over it with foundation to make sure that anywhere where there's a color difference between my skin and the concealer, you won't be able to see it. But now I'm just going to apply this to my spots with a concealer brush, and then I'm going to tap it in with my fingers. And this is what I look like after my first step for coverage. Now at this point you can probably still see some of my redness, and it's really okay because we still have a few steps for coverage to go. But this is just the first step to already get rid of some of the redness and not necessarily all of it. And now I'm going to go over this with my foundation. This is not a full coverage foundation at all, but I do find it really useful because I do have certain parts of my skin where I don't have any breakouts at the moment, so it's absolutely fine to use a foundation like that, and I don't need heavy coverage there. So that's why I like using this foundation. And I'm going to use a beauty blender to apply it, and I just always make sure to only use dabbing motions because otherwise you get rid of the coverage that you just created with the concealer. And next I'm going to go in with this concealer to hide any redness that is still showing, and I'm also going to apply this with my finger. And I do know that you're not really supposed to use your fingers because it's not that great for your skin, but I do find that applying these concealers is the easiest with my fingers and that I get the best coverage out of it, so that's why I use my fingers to apply it. By the way, if you guys are interested in any of the products that I'm mentioning, or if you want to know what shade I'm using them in, it's all going to be linked in the info box below for you guys. So yeah, now I'm just going to apply this. And next I'm going to conceal my under eye area. Now I don't have very dark under eye circles, so I don't think I need to use any like full coverage concealer or anything like that, which is why I like to use this highlighter. Now this is the highlighter face pen, so it isn't shiny like other normal highlighters, so you can totally use this in your under eye area, which is what I do. But just be warned, this doesn't give you a lot of coverage. It just brightens up the area a little bit, so if you don't have very dark under eye circles, I think this is a really perfect solution. And I love it because it looks very natural. So I'm just going to apply this, and then I'm going to dab it in with a beauty blender. And next I'm just quickly going to set my face with some translucent powder. And personally I found that when I apply this powder, I usually don't need to freshen up my makeup for a few hours because I tend to have dry skin and not oily skin. So I tend to bake almost everywhere on my face, but it really pays off because I just don't have to, you know, do anything with my makeup for a few hours. And now I'm just quickly gonna let this set, and in the meantime I'm gonna apply some bronzer and my rouge. And I feel like you can't really see that I have setting powder on, which isn't very well blended, but I feel like, yeah, if I get closer you can see it. So I'm just quickly gonna let this sit in a bit, and I'm gonna apply my bronzer and rouge in the meantime. Also, I'm applying my bronzer with a powder brush because I feel like it gives you a much more natural look with bronzer, because I don't use it to contour, so I just, you know, want it to look like I got a little bit tanned, which is rare for someone as pale as me. So I really need to use a bit of bronzer to just, you know, look a bit more healthy. So that's why I love using bronzer, and I like applying it with a face brush because I think it just blends a lot more naturally. And now I'm just going to use the powder brush to get rid of any of the excess setting powder. There's no powder on this yet, and after that I'm just gonna go over it with another face powder to also set the other areas that I haven't used setting powder on. And also you can probably tell that the rouge and the bronzer I applied, they're very subtle and quite natural, and that's really the way I like it, because although I do wear full coverage makeup, I don't, you know, want it to look like super cakey or like super like, oh, you're wearing like a ton of makeup. That's also why I don't use any contouring, because I don't think it looks very natural. So yeah, that's why you can almost not tell it, but I can tell you in person it makes quite a difference whether I'm wearing bronzer or not, because when I'm wearing bronzer I just look a lot more healthy and a bit more tanned, which is great because I'm super pale in real life. So yeah, now I'm just quickly gonna go over this with the face brush, and then I'm gonna use my other powder. And now we're also getting to the last step for coverage, and that is using powder. I actually found that powder is such a great thing to cover things up. So what I do is I just take a bit of the powder on my fingers, and I just cover up any redness that is still showing. And I absolutely love this method because this powder has never disappointed me in providing coverage on my spots. And I actually only started using powder for coverage about a year ago, but it has really made things so much easier for me, because sometimes I get really bad breakouts and this powder really saves you. So yeah, I'm just quickly gonna apply this to any spots which are still showing, and then we can move on to highlighter. And with all my coverage steps complete, I'm going to move on to highlighter, and I'm going to apply that to the top of my cheekbone and a little bit to the tip of my nose. Again, this is a product that looks quite natural on the skin, and it doesn't give you any unnatural glow. And I love using it because I do want my makeup to look as natural as possible. And next I'm going to do my eyebrows and apply my mascara, and I don't really do a lot for my eyebrows, so this is going to be very unspectacular because I only use this little brush. And all I do is I just quickly go over my eyebrows, and that's pretty much it. I have relatively dark and relatively thick eyebrows, so I don't think I need to pencil them in. So that's why I only use this brush. And that is my eyebrows complete, so now I'm going to move on to mascara, and I'm quickly going to do my lashes off camera because I really suck at mascara, so I think doing it in front of the camera is not going to make it any better. But I just quickly want to say that I do use a lash curler, and I do find it really useful. And I also use another one of these brushes, but I'm using them for my eyelashes. And I really love using them for doing my mascara, because do you know that when you like do your mascara and then there are these like free lashes which decide to like stick to each other, and it just looks really bad, and like if you go over it with the mascara brush, it's just gonna add more mascara and gonna make them stick together even more. So that's why I love using a brush like this, because it helps you to separate the lashes and also keeps you from applying too much mascara, which I think is really good because then you're keeping it as natural as possible. So I quickly got my mascara done off camera, and I don't apply a lot because I just try to keep it as natural as I can. But I think you can see a bit of a difference to my natural lashes. I mean, hopefully. And now I'm just quickly going to apply my lipstick. Now I usually vary between these two, and depending on which one I use, I also use the lip gloss. So I love using this one, which is one of the Rouge Coco Flash series. And I think it just looks really natural, which is why I really like it. But sometimes I also use this one, which is a liquid lipstick, so I always need to apply lip balm before using this because it does tend to dry your lips out a little bit, though not too bad. So if you apply lip balm under it, it's absolutely fine. Today I'm gonna go with this one, which is a more unnatural color, I would say. This is this color if you're interested. I think this color comes out very natural on the lips because it's not a full coverage lipstick at all, so it does blend with your natural lip color a little. But yeah, today we're gonna go with this one. So just quickly before we're applying this, I'm gonna apply some lip balm. And I'm using this lip balm, which is amazing. I would highly recommend this to anyone who's struggling with dry lips because this is amazing. It really does give your lips so much hydration, which is why I absolutely love it. And now I'm just quickly gonna apply a bit of lip gloss because since this is a liquid lipstick, it does tend to come out as a matte lipstick, and I do like a bit of shine on my lips, so I'm just gonna apply a bit of lip gloss and then I'm done. And yeah, this is the finished look. This is how I wear my makeup on a daily basis in university, and I love having full coverage makeup because it just helps me cover up my breakouts whenever they come. Right now my skin is actually doing pretty well, but at times I do have pretty bad acne and my makeup just helps me cover it all up, and that's why I really love this routine. If you guys are interested in any of the products or brushes that I used, I'm gonna link it all in the info box below for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye!